Hi, welcome back to Healthy Kids Inc. We are here again with more recipes for you and your family, and this is the prep video. This is where we show you how to prep and how to organize your meals so that you will just sail right through each and every weeknight. We will considerably cut your cooking time down in half if you put these steps into place. So the 5 meals that we're going to show for you this week, we're going to kick Monday off with a squash and spinach lasagna. Tuesday is going to be flounder with green beans. Wednesday is going to be chicken drumsticks with a kale and broccoli saute. Thursday is going to be a really easy baked shrimp and crab, and then on Friday it's beef stew. That takes care of our lineup. Let's show you how we prepped each of these. On Monday, we're going to kick our week off with a squash and spinach lasagna. This is a great dish that you could go ahead and get prepped and ready to go the night that you're prepping your meals. That way on Monday night you can simply just put this into the oven. That would be ideal, and that would certainly cut your cooking time down in advance. So to get this meal ready and prepped, all you're going to need are the following. You're going to start with some no-boil oven-ready noodles. These are already here and ready for us. And in addition, we're also going to be using quite a bit of our baby spinach. So we bought a nice big tub of baby spinach. In addition to that, we're also going to be using some of our prepared just marinara sauce. Always look for some low sodium. That's always the best to buy. And in addition, we'll be using 2 different types of ricotta cheese. The recipe calls for a little bit of part skim and a little bit of low-fat ricotta cheese. So we'll be using both of those. We have some of our butternut squash that we went ahead and cut up and diced in advance. And then we're also going to be using some of our chopped up onion. We've got a little bit of our freshly grated Parmesan cheese that we'll be using. And then we also have a little bit of either provolone or some mozzarella cheese that we'll be using. A couple of eggs, and then a little bit of herbs. And that's all that you're going to need to pull this off. So we're going to layer this up. Going to go ahead and get it ready and then just put it in the oven and bake it. And that takes care of everything that we need for Monday's lasagna meal. On Tuesday, we're featuring flounder with green beans, and what a simple meal to get ready. So we'll start first with the green beans, and all we need to do with the green beans is simply to buy our half-runner green beans. Go ahead and clean those and trim them. In this case, we just put them in a nice food saver bag, and they're ready for us to go ahead and use. If you don't have access to fresh green beans, then you can simply go ahead and buy some frozen green beans. In addition to that, we'll be using some cashews that we went ahead and cut up here. If you don't have cashews, you can also use almonds. And we'll also be using some shallots to flavor that up a little bit. And we have 2 tablespoons of no salt added butter. That's going to take care of everything that we need for the green beans. Now for the flounder, that's simple as well. We just have a couple of different flounder fillets here that we've purchased from the grocery store. We're also going to be using a little bit of our seasoning and spices. We have some panko breadcrumbs. We have some tomatoes here. And then in this container, we also have some fresh thyme. That's all that we need for our flounder. So it's going to be a really easy dish, and you'll have this ready in about 30 minutes. On Wednesday, we're featuring crispy chicken drumsticks with a kale and broccoli saute. So we'll start first with the side dish, and this is a really healthy side dish. So to kick it off, we're going to be using some broccoli. Just get a head of broccoli. We're going to go ahead and clean, chop this up, and it's going to be ready for us to use. In addition to that, we'll be using some kale, and kale is extremely healthy. Anytime that you can include that in your diet, it's definitely well worth it. We just took a nice big bunch of kale. We went ahead and just chopped and trimmed this up into some nice small pieces, and that's all that we need for that. To go along with that, we'll be using a little bit of our crumpled feta cheese, and then here we also have some of our sliced black olives. We're going to saute all this up, and it's going to be a really nice flavorful side dish that will accompany our chicken drumsticks. So for chicken drumsticks, simply buy some drumsticks at your local grocery store. If you can buy organic, that's even better. If you wanted to go ahead and clean and trim the fat in advance, that's definitely recommended. In this case, we're going to go ahead and let the chef do that the day that we make these. We're also going to be using an egg, and then we're going to be using some dry breadcrumbs. And to make these dry breadcrumbs, we just simply took some of our whole wheat bread, put it into the food processor. That's all we had to do for that. So that's all that you need to pull off Wednesday's meal. Hope that you and your family enjoy. Thursday, we're featuring a really simple baked shrimp and crab. What a yummy dish as you start to round out your week. So all we need to do to get this dish ready, we're going to start first with our orzo pasta that we'll be using for the basis of this. We're also going to be using some of our canned crab, and of course if you have access to local crab, that'd be perfect. We'll be using canned crab, and it takes about 8 ounces, and so it'll be a little less than 2 cans of this. We'll also be using some of our shrimp that we went ahead and cut up and cleaned in advance, and they're thawed out. And we'll be using some freshly grated Parmesan cheese that's already portioned out. We have a nice lemon here. We also have some shallots, a little bit of garlic, and a little bit of parsley. We're going to mix all this together. It's going to go into a nice dish that we're going to go ahead and put into the oven and bake for about 30 minutes. So give yourself about 45 minutes in total to have this entire dish ready. Hope you and your family enjoy. And Friday, we end our week with a classic beef stew, and what an easy meal to end your week. So let's show you how we simplified this recipe for you. We're going to start first with our meat, and the chef's going to show you how we go ahead and cut and how we go ahead and prepare our meat. Now, what we needed to do to cut and chop everything in advance, we're going to be using some carrots, so we just went ahead and cut in half. We also have some potatoes here that we've diced up in some nice sized pieces. We also have a little bit of our onion that we chopped up, and then we have green pepper and a little bit of garlic, and that's all that you need for dicing and chopping. Additional things for this recipe are a little bit of frozen corn. We also have some stewed tomatoes, and then we have some low sodium beef broth. That's everything that you need to pull off this meal, and we pride ourselves in being able to do this in 20 minutes. So it's a 20-minute beef stew. So hope you and your family enjoy. That takes care of all of our meals for this week. Good luck with all of that, and we'll see you back again real soon.